Cold and boring winters are made with boring fashion and bad material choices. Instead of being cold and boring, I will teach you how to be so stylish that your cashmere jacket makes your winter comfortable and exciting. So let's jump into the quintessential old money winter guide for men. Now, as a disclaimer, old money is the term I use in this video, but this style of dressing is simply just dressing nicely. This video will be broken up into 4 different parts, each containing things that will elevate your style in any of the categories interchangeably. So make sure to watch the whole video, as the last one will surprise you. Now, there are 5 Italian cardinal laws of old money, which I will breeze through really quickly. The first one is we want to be sticking to quality materials. During the winter, those are mainly going to be wool and cashmere. The other ones on screen are going to be great as well. The second is we want to be sticking to the neutral color palette. The neutral colors that I have on screen are going to be amazing for the winter time. The third is we want to be tailoring, or at least having our clothes fit. So whenever possible, tailor clothing, but whenever not possible, just buy the clothing that fits you the best. Number 4 is we do want to be matching our clothing, so we don't want to have one piece that doesn't match and one piece that does match. And number 5 is we want to be elegant in every way possible, which I will teach you in this video. As always, before we jump in, I will have all of the budget-friendly options that I've been able to find in the description below. Now, with that out of the way, let's jump straight into jackets. And no, not this one. This one. Now, jackets are the piece which require the highest investment from you. As you can tell the difference between a $1,000 suit from Valentino and a $100 suit from a thrift store, just from looking at it. Now, for jackets, you want to have casual blazers, suit sets, and overcoats to meet this aesthetic. Blazers are for the casual events, and I prefer a beige or a navy. Suits in any of the neutrals, but especially in navy and black. And overcoats in navy, camel, beige, or black. Now, although blazers are relatively simple, I want to talk about the intricacies of suits and overcoats which make or break them. For suits, you must have them tailored to you. Without that, you will look absolutely ridiculous. This is a guarantee. For suits, I also recommend weighing your options on getting a double-breasted suit, as they are way classier than a standard suit. Just look at this guy versus this guy. For the overcoats, you want to keep the end of the coat over your knees if you are shorter than 6 foot, and under the knees if you are over 6 foot. The same thing applies with overcoats here. There are double-breasted options which I suggest you take a look at. Keep in mind, when dressing formally, wear formal footwear, not this. Now, moving on to the most influential piece of winter, the thing that I was stuck on for so long, your outerwear. Outerwear is what shapes the outfits of those such as Gestadgai and Imangaji. With that said, here are all of the most elegant pieces that I have found thus far. The first piece we have up on the list is an M65 coat. Now, this might be a familiar face to you because the M65 coat is often referred to as a safari coat or even as the Loro Piana Traveler. It's a work coat that exudes elegance. It is a heavy raincoat for those colder days or even those rainy days, and is perfect to fit this aesthetic. They are perfect in almost every color, and here are a few examples for you. The next coat on the list is the car coat. The car coat refers to a jacket in the style of the Loro Piana Voyager, which is this jacket here. It is a heavier, longer jacket which will keep you warm in the winter. Believe it or not, they used to wear these to protect themselves when driving or riding in a car. Now, the next piece of outerwear is the suede shacket/jacket. Often overlooked, any piece that is made of suede is considered elegant and costly, and believe me when I say costly. I found that a suede shacket similar to this one from Loro Piana or this one from Brunello Cucinelli are going to be amazing for you. If you've made it this far into the video, guys, make sure to subscribe. Now, this next jacket is one that is taking the world by storm, not only in the old money space, but in every space, and this is the Harrington jacket. You might be familiar with this one from Ralph Lauren, but this jacket is a collared jacket and is amazing for casual wear in the winter on those not so cold days outside. This next jacket is one of my favorites because it is simply the simplest. Now, I do not know what to call this, so I'll call it the high neck bomber or the cardigan technical jacket. That is going to be, now I personally love the style of this one from Loro Piana, and I love the lining materials inside, but you can find similar for a lot less than Loro Piana sells them, but still not too much less. And I will be editing the description, so if I have found something that matches this for a lot cheaper, I will have it down there for you guys. Now, the next next jacket is going to be the Shearling Jacket. Shearling jackets have been an expensive form of jacket due to its shearling wool and typical leather or suede exterior. When wearing this jacket, you will not only be stylish, but you will be warm. The Shearling jackets are a favorite of many old money men and great for casual settings. Now, wrapping it up with one of our last jackets on the list is going to be the leather jacket. Leather jackets are exclusive to those who can afford them, so if you can, I do recommend it, although I cannot recommend a particular style because it really does vary on what you like. I do recommend sticking to the typical brown and black leather though. Now, for the very last jacket on the list, before we dip into the next section, it's just going to be cashmere and wool outer jacket designs. If none of the above jackets stick out to you, I always recommend you look for whatever jackets made of cashmere or wool on the exterior that really pique your interest. I know that was a lot to take in for jackets, so feel free to rewatch that part or save this video. But to be stylish, you need to master your casual wears as well, which is what we're getting into next. Now, the first casual wear I have up on the list are sweaters. Sweaters are an essential layer to the winter aesthetic. In this case, I'm talking about 3 specific types: the classic crew neck, the cable knit, and the Aran knit. Stick to cashmere and wool if you can, but go with cotton if you are on a bit more of a budget here. Next up is the quarter zip, and the quarter zip is the most used layer during the winter, at least for me. It can exude the elegance of a turtleneck or a polo whilst keeping you warm. Over the years of honing what is now my style, I have found that wool or cashmere in these will be the best. Cotton is typically a no-go for these, and please avoid the Ralph Lauren quarter zips as those are becoming overused in this aesthetic. Next up is the Roderick to the Greg of all sweaters, the big brother to the quarter zip, the cardigan. Cardigans are the bigger, badder, older brother of the quarter zip. And why? Well, because they zip all the way down. Oh yeah. With that being said, if I do wear a cardigan like this one I have from Brunello Cucinelli, I typically style them almost exactly like I would a quarter zip. Now, moving away from the cardigan and onto arguably the most elegant piece of the old money aesthetic during winter is the turtleneck. Turtlenecks are simple, and with turtlenecks we do want to keep it comfy, so stick to wool, cashmere, or cotton. Whatever suits you and is comfiest, please go for it. Keep in mind, there will most likely be layers on you if you are wearing a turtleneck, so stick with the neutral colors here. Now, for those of you who do not like fabric crawling up your neck, next is a sweater polo. Sweater polos are a good standalone piece for days when you don't really need a jacket. A sweater polo will keep it classy while not overheating you. Choose any material you'd like for this one, of course staying away from polyester and synthetic material.